understand what you're saying. I didn't even know you had that feeling. I mean, how would I know how you feel about that if we never had the discussion? In order
You
to
didn't know
correct,
they were calling me a side chick because
I didn't know that you felt that I was obligated for that.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black But 91. Listen, we're talking to you guys about Kimmi and her addressing the Sidechick comments made by, I think that's, if I'm correct, Maurice's ex-wife, if I'm correctly. I'm not sure 100%. I don't watch the full show. Can't lie to you. But that's not important. What's important now is some apologies are just not an apology, right? And because it came down to an apology a little bit later on, and she addressed Kimmi and was like, well, if I hurt you, if I've just told you you've hurt me, don't say if. If is not an apology. If means that there's some level of possibility. My friend, you hurt me. Just apologize for what you did. We're going to talk a little bit about fake apologies and talk about a little bit about Kimmi and those addressal comments of the side chick. And hopefully we can break it down and give you a bit more insight. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Like it, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. All right, let's get into this video. Play it more.
For the record, I never said Kimmi was a side chick. That makes everybody happy.
Well, I thought the conversation went well, quite frankly. It's one of those apologies.
Now, the lady in question obviously gives an apology and says, if I hurt you, if I said anything to make you feel some type of way, then, I apologize, right? When it should be, I'm sorry for making you feel pain and hurt. I'm sorry for, saying some comments about this that have been implied that you are a side chick, etc. I should have been more mature about it, and I know better now. Simple, done, finished. People who oftentimes say the if apology are prideful, okay, and probably oftentimes lack awareness. You apologizing with the if is really saying, well, if I hurt you, well, I just told you I hurt you. Well, you're not listening. That's why it's problematic when people apologize for the if. Well, if I said something that was a thing, it's sarcasm. It's like, why are you apologizing then? It's a waste of breath to start an apology with if, because you're saying, if this is what I did to you, then I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry for doing that to you. It's basically what you're saying is, I don't agree with your statement, but I'm going to apologize to keep the peace. Now, fair play to Kimmi, because she was like, you know what? I'll take it. You know what? I might not get a full apology, but I'll take it. I'll take it as it comes. And sometimes in life, you do have to just take it and say, you know what? A win is a win. And there are other times in life where you have to say, listen, no, that is not an apology, and call that person right out, because if you don't, they won't change their behavior and they won't change the way they do things. So sometimes, yes, I've got to call you out about your apology because it's abysmal and it's problematic, and it doesn't acknowledge the fact that you actually did hurt me and you actually did made me feel some type of way. Now, family members, this usually happens in families, fathers, mothers, cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, give these if apologies because they're so prideful and so locked into their own world. They refuse to give you an acknowledging apology. Oh, no, they know how to apologize. They just don't want to be able to give that apology because they feel if they say, I hurt you, it acknowledges what they actually did. And they don't agree with the fact that they actually did what they did. They don't agree with your feelings, and they don't agree with how you feel. So they're going to apologize to keep the peace, and maybe to stop being the bad guy, and maybe to stop being at the end of your berating or your frustration or your pain. But they're not doing it because they actually genuinely understand. When I hurt somebody, I'm like, yo, I am so sorry for hurting you. I didn't realize. You know what I mean? When you bump into somebody on the road, you say, oh, if you feel hurt by that, I'm so sorry. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed somebody says that to you? You bump into them or you step on someone's shoe. They go, oh, if I stepped on your shoe, I apologize. No one says that because you know why? It's determined that I did step on your shoe. I don't need to say if, right? I only add if there is a determinant of saying, I'm not sure this actually is true, right? So you've never heard someone say, if I bumped into you, I'm so sorry. No, you just say, I'm so sorry for bumping into you, because it's truth and it's exactly what's happening. People who give ifs, don't waste your time giving me an if apology because you don't believe that I'm hurt by what you did. Now, of course, there are some people that want to manipulate you, gaslight you, and stuff like that to try and get an apology. But those are rare instances. If somebody says that you hurt them, take it on board, apologize, keep it moving. Right? Do that. Now, obviously, there are comments about the side chick situation too. I think were also important. I think were also important because I felt like in the moments with Kimmy and this young lady, sometimes people say some things and they incite and they imply things, and if you don't correct them, they'll run with it and run at a mile, right? I like I said, I don't watch the show fully. I watch parts of it, and I remember coming across even some news articles that were saying that she was a side chick. Oh, sorry, news, but blog sites that were saying she was a side chick. So you can see the damage it does if you don't correct something when it's false. There are times where you do need to correct it and say, hey, no, that's not the truth. Let me correct that right away. That is not what happened. That's not what's happening. That's not what we're seeing right now. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Right? So that's very important as well in those instances. Right? So what Kimmy did by saying to her, listen, and the woman was like, I didn't even know you were feeling that way. A lot of times people don't even realize you're going through pain. A lot of people don't even realize you're suffering because they think that you're immortal. Yeah. They think you're immortal with mortal blood. They think that, you know what, you're a hard rock and nothing affects you. Right. But the reality of the situation, we're human. We do feel, we do see things, we do experience things. It's tight. It's not easy. Right. And that's the trouble with these situations as well. And I feel like this situation's it's painful to see that Kimmy was in that situation, but she did the right thing by correcting her and setting a boundary and letting her know that affected me, and I don't want to have to belittle myself to make you feel okay about the way you're describing me. No. Right. So like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We